5,000 feet here. I have not shifted into four-wheel drive at all yet, and I'm going to kind of flip the camera around here so you can kind of see the current conditions. It's definitely snowpacked. Traction seems to be really good. Now, you can see that, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but they've got some sand that they've sanded on the other side here, but it doesn't look like they've sanded our side of the road. But I'm going up over the Santiam Pass. It will get up to just right over 5,000 feet. And like I said, I haven't shifted into four-wheel drive at all. Traction is very good, and of course these are the BF Goodrich KO2's. Hi folks, Rodney back again with Rodney's Northwest Riding Reviews. Today I'm out, I went over Santiam Pass. I had to go over to Redmond, Oregon for a little bit, making a trip back over the pass, and I wanted to kind of get out and kind of test it in the snow. I did just put the KO2's, so these are BF Goodrich KO2's. They're a 34-inch tire, 275/65 R20s. It's got a pretty aggressive tread. It's more of an all-terrain tire. And I really wanted to kind of test it out to see how it did, you know, going through the snow. I've got some clips I'm going to put in there going over the pass. I actually ran two-wheel drive all the way around, or all the way over and back on the pass itself. There was a couple times where I did put it into four-wheel drive. One time we actually got stopped by traffic, and when I went to take off, I kind of needed it to get going again, and then shifted right back out. You can see here, this is probably, I'm going to say probably 8, maybe 10 inches. No, it's probably 8 inches of snow. And it's icy underneath. So this is a freshly, these are my tracks where it just came up. But actually does really well. It was slipping a little bit. And then there's a bunch of chop underneath. So I'm sure it's a gravel base underneath. And people coming up these hills, tires get to hopping a little bit and kind of creates a little bit of chop, so it's a little bit rough, but you know, as long as it's not spinning, you know, it's fine. I did do a leveling kit on this too. So on the Tundras, if you didn't already know, they sit about 1 3/4 inches lower in the front than they do in the back. And so in order to put the 34s on there, you don't have to put the leveling kit, but obviously it makes it look a lot better because it levels out the truck. The pocket side itself, so that you can see it in here. So I believe the spacer is right here. And so that's all they do. They put a 1 3/4 inch spacer on there. And like I said, it just kind of levels out the truck. But I'm really happy with it. I did lose some mileage, so that's one thing to kind of know. Going over and back over the pass, 17.5 miles per gallon. And normally I get about 19 to 19.5. So like I said, you will lose a little bit of fuel economy with them with going with the bigger tires. Real quick update. So the inventory allocations are actually looking pretty good. We've gotten more of the Tundra hybrids, and then we've got more of the gas version, the limited, the platinum, the 1794. So that's a great thing I know a lot of people have got vehicles that they're waiting to get built, and so that's kind of one thing that, you know, a lot of people want to know. So, you know, that's definitely a good sign. So anyway, I'm going to get back to kind of testing out some snow here. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please go ahead and send them my way. Send me your VIN number. I'd be more than happy to check the status on the vehicle that you're waiting on. Go on ahead and like and subscribe. And like I said, let me know if I can help with anything else. Thanks for watching. Okay, made it to the top of the pass. We're getting ready to head down the other side. So like I said, it was just over 5,000 feet. Never had any issues with traction whatsoever. Kept it in two-wheel drive the whole time. The only time I can feel any slip from the tires at all is kind of, the road's all chewed up because of people running chains. And so when it starts hopping a little bit, you can feel it lose traction just a little bit. But never felt like I needed to shift into four-wheel drive. So pretty impressed with the KO2 so far. fact, up the other side of the pass, it's warmed up to about 28 degrees. It's actually really icy now. Following a couple trucks, and of course, you know, you can see the traffic here. It's definitely slowing things down. But we come to a complete stop and then went to take off, and I did have to shift into four-wheel drive in order to get going again. So it's definitely icy. But anyway, truck's doing really well. Really impressed with the tires. So hopefully this helps somebody. You know, the tires that come on it are pretty good, but I did switch out to the KO2's. Been extremely happy with them, and I think these are pretty severe conditions. So hope you guys are enjoying. Not sure if this is what you call a whiteout, but those cars, they have their lights on. They're probably 100 feet ahead of us. In some places you can't see 50 feet in front of you. All right, folks, I'm kind of gotten off the beaten path here and going through some snow. You can see that somebody's already been up through this area here, but you can also see on that road that nobody has been up there. It looks like it's probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches deep, and so we're going to go up there a ways and see how it does. So let's go. We seem to be doing pretty well in 4 high. Definitely a lot of road chop here from where people are going up it. It's a gravel road underneath, but obviously it gets pretty choppy from people going up and down it. I'm going to go ahead and turn around here. Okay, I wanted to give a few final thoughts while I wrap up this video. So in the clips, you've been able to see many different conditions, all of it being in snow or ice. And I would honestly say that I think it did really well. As I mentioned, I went over the pass in two-wheel drive, both to and from. I shifted into four-wheel drive only a couple of times. One, we came to a complete stop, and one to kind of get going again. And the second one is we went around a truck because the truck was kind of stuck on the road. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose traction or anything going around that truck because there was a bunch of traffic and I didn't want to back anybody else up. So anyway, for the most part, two-wheel drive almost probably 99% of the way. Here, you can see tracks of where we've come up, or where I've come up rather, and kind of going back down. And, you know, here is probably only 5, maybe 6 inches of snow. We did get probably up to, the most was probably 10 inches of snow. Did very well. I did try it. I tried both four-wheel drive high and four-wheel drive low to see if that would make much of a difference. And the one thing that I would say about that, going into 4 low, because you're going at such a slow speed to begin with, the one thing that seems to work better than anything is a little momentum out here in the snow. And so when you get into low range, there's certain situations where you're going too slow and it wants to kind of start spinning a little bit. And so it almost seems like it works better in four-wheel drive high. I did try locking in the rear locking axle when it's in 4 low, and that does make a little bit of a difference. But there again, because this type of terrain, I think you'd probably be better off in 4 high than anything else. So I didn't try the crawl control, didn't really have a reason to. But like I said, because it'd be at such a slow speed when you use the crawl control, I think you'd probably be better off in four-wheel drive high. So anyway, my final thoughts, really enjoy the tires. Obviously beautiful scenery out here, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Thanks again.